Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Before I get going with this video, I just want to take a moment to thank Sharon, Athea, and Jessica for your donation to our channel's PayPal account. All donations in the month of December, and this is the last day, are going towards required surgeries for our little dog Marley and a new wheelchair. I certainly appreciate your help. Thank you. Now, for those of you who've been with the channel for a while, you remember a couple of years back, I did a video stating that I believed that what I had experienced was supernatural. It was, in fact, some form of demonic possession. I believed very much that Trevor had been possessed. Now, with that said, 2 years ago when I did that video, I hit the upload button and I thought, oh my God, this will be my last day on YouTube. I'm going to be laughed backwards out of here. But of course, most of you, many of you saw what I believed I had seen. Now, over the last couple of years, pretty much everyone has touched on this. In fact, it's impossible to even open YouTube these days and not hear a tremendous amount about global evil, motorcycle, and so many YouTube channels in our genre now are talking about the possibility of demonic possession. Now, I believed that what I had seen was demonic possession, and why I really needed to share that was this very obvious, very overwhelming struggle to heal. Now, with that said, I guess my thoughts at that time were, how can we ever heal if we don't really know what it is? Now, the concept that cluster Bs, psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists are in any way mentally ill has been debunked by the absolute finest psychiatrists and experts in this area the world over. There is no misconception about this being mental illness anymore. In fact, I'm going to trust that the global experts are the global experts for a reason, and none of them stand behind this once believed theory that they're mentally ill. And I want to talk about this today. I believe there's a tremendous number of elements at work trying to protect them, and I do believe this misdirected concept that they are mentally ill is one of them. I believe this is a shield, so we don't know what they really are. And until we really know what this is, well, how will you heal from it? Now, I want to talk to you guys about a guy today. His name is John Ramirez. I don't know how many of you are familiar with John Ramirez, but he is probably one of the most famous satanic converts to Christianity. Now, John Ramirez was a very high-ranking priest within the satanic cult, and really is very open and very honest about the things that he did. Now converted to become a child of God, big G, not the old God, little g, he had served. He has done a tremendous amount of work in trying to wake people up to the realities of the supernatural and demonic possession. Now, I watched John Ramirez quite a bit, actually, and I have been communicating with him because I really want John Ramirez to do an interview with me here at the channel, because I think he's got a tremendous amount of information that could help us as a collective. Now, I'm going to talk about one video I watched with John Ramirez, and he was giving this sort of testimony, about what his job was as a Satanist and as a servant of, as he called him, his father, Satan, God, little g. Now, anyways, Ramirez was, sorry, I get a little flustered when I'm all excited, and I'm really kind of excited about this because I think this is great, and I really hope you guys will check out John Ramirez's work and see if any of it rings true for you. So anyways, the guy interviewing him in this video says, so what was your job, as a Satanist? And he clearly says to paralyze people, to target people, enter people's lives through devious, underhanded means, through manipulation and mind control, enter their lives and paralyze them. Now, you guys may remember a about a year and a half ago, I did a video about this very thing. I had come to believe that in my life, the interference that Trevor created was to stop me on my authentic path. It was to cripple me, to disable me, to take away my feeling of hopefulness and self-worth. It was to diminish and crush me, and he absolutely outlined this very thing. In fact, what he was describing, though he used the word paralyze people, well, I didn't use that word, but I'll tell you, I certainly did feel paralyzed. Other things that he was trying to do, of course, was lead people to suicide, and we know that the numbers are extremely high when it comes to suicide of victims of narcissistic abuse. Pretty much everything he said actually really did describe my experience with Trevor. So, okay, you could call it coincidence. You could say, well, maybe they are mentally ill. It's just that everything that they do presents very much like demonic possession. But as I listened to John Ramirez and how he outlined his quest, what it was that he needed to do to serve Satan, everything he said, from the lying, the gaslighting, the injection of utter confusion, causing people to doubt their own thoughts, beliefs, causing people to doubt what they'd seen with their own eyes, the lies, the deception, the infidelity, the theft, all of it, truly soul vampirism. That's what he was doing. He was sucking the soul out of people, leaving people feeling like there was no hope, no way to carry on, no ability to ever restore yourself. Demons inject a feeling of utter hopelessness on their victims. So I think we all see that the world is changing very quickly. In fact, it's looking like a bloody Orwellian nightmare, particularly in the Western nations. And I do believe with this fast-changing world, each and every one of us is going to stand the best fighting chance if we are well. And we cannot get well if we do not know what's ailing us. I mean, it's like going to a doctor with arthritis and leaving, with tooth pain medication. It's just not going to work. We need to fully diagnose what has happened to us with accuracy and then prescribe the right course for healing. And it is my absolute intention to help pull as many people to a position of healing as I possibly can. And I have prayed about this, and I truly do believe that that is the course that God, Big G, wants me to take in the future here at the channel, to really focus on healing. Now, there was this incredibly fascinating thing that the interviewer asked John. Keep in mind that Satan operates in a shroud of confusion. Now, the interviewer says to John, so, once you've created all this chaos in people's life, well, then what? He says, well, then I just move on to the next person because they're unable to get out of it because they don't know what it is. Of course, my ears are wide open and my eyes are getting wide, and I'm thinking, haha, there it is. How do you heal? How do you design a path for healing for yourself if you don't know what you're healing from? And of course, confusion was way out in the forefront during the 5 years I was with Trevor. I'm going to tell you, I've never lived in a state of utter confusion until I met the narc. As the guy interviewing John says to him, well, why can't people recover from this? Why don't they identify it as, demonic interference in their lives? And he says, because people don't understand one simple principle. Now, I found this absolutely fascinating, and my heart was like, wow, what next? Anyways, okay, I hope I get this right. Now, what John described was a situation where all human beings, that would be us, human beings, living entities, have the built-in natural ability to deal with, cope with, and remedy any naturally occurring crisis or dilemma. Now, I've seen this myself firsthand. For example, I talked about this before when I was living in Acapulco, and Acapulco was hit by Hurricane Paulina. This was a naturally occurring event, and my God, the visuals were horrifying. I mean, the damage and the destruction in 6 hours was absolutely mind-blowing. But what happened was, in the morning, when when it calmed down, everybody knew what to do. Yes, it was overwhelming. Yes, it was devastating, but everybody picked up a broom, a garbage bag, a mop, a dustpan, and everybody collectively as a community. There wasn't a man, woman, or child that lived in that area in the state of Guerrero that was not actively cleaning up and restoring sanity to this chaos. Why? Because people understood this chaos. It had occurred naturally. There was nothing supernatural or bizarre or surreal about it. And John went on to explain that it doesn't matter what the crisis is. It can be a death, a diagnosis of terminal illness, a part of your house could fall in. It can be a hurricane. Something natural will occur, and human beings instinctively understand how to remedy this crisis. But when it's supernatural, they're not able to get a handle on it. I went on to say there's an incredibly simple way to recognize whether or not your life has been influenced by a demon, and that is an inability to figure it out, an inability to understand it, an inability to see a path clear of it, this utter state of confusion. And since humans have only got an ability to deal with naturally occurring events, people feel completely lost, completely broken, shattered, hopeless, unable to see a light at the end of the tunnel. In fact, unable to see their way clear to getting out of their pajamas, getting in the shower, and trying to, host some sort of successful day. People are absolutely diminished and crushed from this, and this is what John was describing. So basically what John was saying was all humans have a built-in ability to deal with any situation that occurs naturally. But when it is not a natural occurrence, when you are targeted specifically by evil, when the influence is demonic, when the influence is that of Satan, well, that's a whole different deal. So basically what John said is there's a real easy gauge to know whether or not your life has been influenced by evil. You don't know how to fix it. Now, for those of you who've been around for a while, you know that in past videos I have said that I believed that we as empaths were targeted by this evil to incapacitate us or paralyze us, to use John's word. I do believe that each and every one of us has a bigger purpose, a bigger mission. I don't believe any of this happened by accident. I've actually come to believe that being attacked by a narcissist woke me up in ways unimaginable, and I'm grateful now for that experience. For those of you still coming to terms with this, I understand that you're not feeling any gratitude for what happened to you. I get that, and I too was in your shoes, but as time goes on and as I've been able to collect pieces of the puzzle and put them together, I absolutely believe wholeheartedly that I was targeted to distract me from my true and authentic path, and never again will that happen to me. I mean, for many of you, you know that I've been under constant attack here at YouTube by horrendously evil she-demons. Can't touch me. Absolutely not. Why? Because I am safe and protected against them. I wear the armor of God and know they cannot touch me, and the truth will always rise to the surface. And for those of you who are experiencing relentless attacks over and over again, I do believe that this too will stop once you really understand what is potentially happening to you. There's a very big difference between an empath, a normal person, and someone who is a meat suit packed full of demons. I mean, there's a whole spectrum of people. Just because someone isn't demonically possessed does not believe they're an empath. I truly do believe it is the light workers, the way showers, the truth tellers, the empaths that are targeted by these evil creatures. Absolutely believe that each and every one of us was targeted for a very specific reason, and it was to distract us from our true and authentic path. Well, I'm back on mine, and you're going to get back on yours, and I absolutely believe that 2019, and this is New Year's Eve, is going to be a year of tremendous healing and awakening for empaths. I believe that 2019 is the year of the empath. We are going to rise up out of this, and we are going to shine a bright light on humanity, which needs us desperately now. I love you guys so much, and I cannot thank you enough for another incredible year. We just crossed over to 25,000 subscribers. I do believe we're at 4 million views. I've got one video with almost 500,000 views. Our collective is growing steadily. We are finding each other, and we are getting stronger by the minute. You're in the right place. I know you may be feeling bad today, but you are in the right place. And this year about to begin is going to be an incredible year for each and every one of us. Know, sure as shit, no matter what, you are going to heal from this. You are loved, and you have got a tremendous support network here at this channel. As 2018 wraps up, we're just hours away from a new year. I cannot thank you guys enough, and as a thank you gift, I have left a song. The link is in the description box below, so please check out the song. End of the year gift to you guys. Thank you so much for your continued support. Every time you subscribe, like, and share a video, you help the channel to continue growing, and we just crossed over 25,000 subscribers. I just can't thank you guys enough. This has been an incredible wee effort. All of us working together to help pull each other free from this horrible residual effect of this odious form of abuse. Guys, I love you lots. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. Happy New Year, and I hope you're having a great narc-free day.